long, lonely night. Aurora, sing your song. Tell me everything's alright. Aurora, Aurora, keep me company in emerald light.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Off the Floor. I'm your host, Rick Keynes, and today we're here with Mr. Daniel Sinclair. And for those of you who aren't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that big red button and that notification bell down below. So, Daniel, how long have you been playing?
Sure. Well, I picked up guitar, I think, when I was about 6 years old.
You have a very unique style, and you're self-described as fingerstyle folk?
Something like that.
All right, well, tell us about that. How did you pick up that particular set of skills?
Right. So I play with a thumb pick, and you hear this style being called thumb and finger style or boom chick because of the sound that the thumb makes. Boom chick, boom chick.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not my style. I've adopted that and made it serve my music as best I can. I heard Tommy Emmanuel. He's a guitar player, an amazing guitar player. I heard him first when I was about 11. And something clicked, and I thought, oh, I'm a guitar player. I heard him play, and it was this style. It was, the idea is that the thumb is taking care of the bass part of the music. So, and then layered over top of that, you can play a melody.
Sweet.
And I just loved it. I loved that sound. And learning how to do it was a little bit like riding a bike. It was trying and failing and not being able to, and over and over and over until something clicked and I could do it. And I remember that moment really vividly. It was like before that moment, and then after that moment is the rest of my life.
This is Rolling On. It's my turn to move out west, run to the hills with a tail between my legs. Sell my home, unplug my phone, any little thing to get this fire going. In the morning I'll be rolling on. I'll cash my check and I'll be gone. Headlights on the highway before dawn. In the morning I'll be rolling on. Well, I packed my bags, that was it. I turned my collar up against the wind. By the stars, by the moon, West Coast, I'll see you soon. In the morning, I'll be rolling on. I'll cash my check and I'll be gone. Headlights on the highway before dawn. In the morning, I'll be rolling on. Stomp your feet along with me. I owe this a rhythm to the summer heat. Play all night or roll all day. Try to make $1 on the way. There's a man I know lives down the road, makes his living carving names in stone. He's got one for you and one for me. Let's turn the key and see how far we go. In the morning I'll be rolling on. I'll cash my check and I'll be gone. Headlights on the highway before dawn.
So I've noticed in your songwriting, it's a lot about like places and like travel. Can you tell us a bit about that? Like what inspires you to like go visit these places and then write songs about them? Or
Yeah. Well, the thing about music that I think I love the most is stories. And that's kind of what does it for me. And I think as musicians, we just kind of want to write the music that we want to hear or something. There's that seed of inspiration inside of us. We want to try to play whatever that is. And for me, I like traveling. There's something about being on the move that I find I'm in the right place when I'm moving. Crow's Nest Pass is it's a highway pass, a mountain pass in southern Alberta, right on the border between Alberta and BC. And in the mouth of the pass is a town called Frank, where there used to be a town there. Over 100 years ago, the mountain collapsed and it crushed the town. And today you can go there and it's really kind of an incredible thing to see. It's over 1,000 acres of rubble and boulders up to 100 feet deep where a town used to be. And we used to pass through there when I was a kid, especially in the summers. We'd always stop and watch. And there's a rumor that before the mountain collapsed and crushed the town, the bank got a shipment for its vault. The train came into town and dropped off money for the bank. And if you look on the tourist information on the websites and that kind of thing, it says that the bank was spared from the mountain collapse. There's no money down there. Certainly don't go looking for it. But then years later, when they were putting the modern day highway through the pass, the construction workers were under armed guard surveillance for that section of the pass. And so that always got my imagination just fired up. This is called Crow's Nest Pass.
Hands of greed take what they want, not what they need. A working wage was not my speed, so I'm headed for the hills. A rumor from the Crow's Nest Pass, the mountain fell like shattered glass. The town was taken off the maps, and it lay buried still. I'll wait for you here at the crossroad in the heart of town. I'll wait for you, dear. I'll wait for you here at the crossroad in the heart of town. I'll wait for you, dear. Night before the stones came down, a heavy train rattled the town. Shadows flashed along the ground, and lightning broke above. The banker checked his pocket watch, placing down his glass of scotch. A loaded vault weighed down his thoughts, more money than he's ever known. I'll wait for you here at the crossroad in the heart of town. I'll wait for you, dear. I'll wait for you here at the crossroad in the heart Put sunsets in the past. I'll find brighter days that just might last when I head to Crow's Nest Pass.
What does music mean to you?
Good question. Well, there's something about connecting people with music. The communities that form around music. There's a community of musicians, and then there's a community of music lovers, and I think that's the point of music.
To bring community together.
I think so.
I totally agree. That's basically what I'm trying to do with this show too.
Well, there you go. And I know what it does for me personally, right? I can write music like writing in a journal, and that's good for me. But I think there is a greater good with music, and you can see communities forming around. It doesn't matter what genre you play or where in the world or what language or any of that. Music unites people.
That's very true. Yeah.
And so I think that's the point of it. Yeah. This is Aurora, and I wrote it. I used to live in a farmhouse about 20 minutes outside of the nearest town. And at night, when we were headed either into town or back home, on a really clear and a really cold night, I remember looking out onto the northern horizon, and we could see the shimmer of northern lights. And I learned or was told at a very young age that sometimes we believe that it's spirits of ancestors that live in the northern lights, or that they are ancestors. And in the prairie and in the north, when there's a lot of space and not a lot of people, it's a really comforting thought to feel like someone you love is nearby. So it's on the very, very coldest nights that come with some of the warmest feelings. This is called Aurora.
Silent dance, celestial prayer, warm embrace, frozen air, sacred secrets, winter delight. Guide me on, northern light. Guide me on, northern light. Find me empty and take me in. Notify my next of kin. Cascading velvet falls from the sky. Heavy eyelids, lullaby. Heavy eyelids, lullaby. Aurora, guide me on through the long, lonely night. Aurora, sing your song. Tell me everything's alright. Aurora, Aurora, keep me company in emerald light. frosty breath, smiling eyes, 1,000 lifetimes beneath the ice. A solemn witness, the great beyond, beckon me back where I belong. Beckon me back where I belong. Aurora, guide me on through the long, lonely night. Aurora, sing your song, tell me everything's alright. Aurora, Aurora, keep me company in emerald light. Keep me company in emerald light.
What can we expect from you on the horizon? Like, what are your plans musically in the next 6 months?
Yeah, so I found a studio that I like working with, so you can expect to see single releases.
Okay.
You can also expect to see, hopefully, starting to play in small festivals and starting to tour regionally, meaning touring that I can do using Vancouver as sort of home base, a day or two out and back. So I'm not spending 4 weeks on the road, just kind of there and back, hoping to expand where I'm playing.
Yeah, little weekend sort of trips. Yeah,
Exactly.
Travel around. Maybe you'll find something cool and write a song about it.
Maybe more songs out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Check out Haida Gwaii or some of the BC places.
Yeah, I've only heard, but I want to get up there.
Yeah, me too. I haven't been up there yet, but definitely. I don't know if you've been around the island at all.
Just a very little bit, actually.
Oh, you got to go to Cathedral Grove and write a song there. Like, it's amazing. Like
Wow.
those huge trees. Like, yeah.
Nothing like it.
No, nothing like it in the world.
I made a special trip out to the island to buy this guitar. I was, I've been dead set on having this guitar for a very long time, but they don't make them here, and they were kind of hard to find. You're seeing them more and more now here, but anyway.
What's the make and model?
Oh, it's called a Maton.
A Maton. Okay.
Maton 808.
Okay.
And it's an Australian brand. And
beautiful sounding guitar, like, as we've heard.
I love it. I just love this guitar. And I saw this one was being sold secondhand in Victoria. And so I made a whirlwind trip out there early morning and all the way back in time for work the next day just to pick this thing up. So in the heart of Saskatchewan is a really unusual grove of aspen trees. It's called the Crooked Grove. And aspen trees normally grow straight up and down, but this grove, for whatever reason, they grow twisted and sideways. They grow down toward the ground, basically every direction except up. And they look really ominous. There's no fence, and animals refuse to go near it. Cattle won't go near it. Birds don't like it. Dogs don't like it. And it's got sort of a Bermuda Triangle thing going where if you get close enough, your GPS on your phone goes a little haywire. And there's all sorts of theories about why the grove grows like that. It's the only one of its kind on the whole face of the earth. And you hear rumors like, oh, there was a UFO that landed there, and that's why they grow twisted. Or a lightning bolt struck, and it messed with the genes of the tree, and now whenever they propagate, they're a little bit different. But a farmer that lives nearby says that that's the site where they buried a lawyer, and now all the trees grow crooked. This song is called The Crooked Grove.
of town, they dug his grave. A jury quantified his earthly days. A warning for all who'd hear, both old and young. Beware, beware the silver tongue. Black shoes, black shirt, black tie, black pinstripe vest. Black ink in a fountain pen where he lay to rest. His bones for fertilizer as roots take hold. 6 feet below the crooked aspen grove. Lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below? Out on the open prairie, gold grass grows. Sunset, sunrise, river flows. A medicine for wicked ways the jury knows. A single dose of a strong tree bough administered with rope. Lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below? Sinister and vicious, corrupt and aquiline, buried on the edge of town, no marker left behind. Extinguish oil lanterns, shake the dirt out of their clothes. Hear the twisted whisper through the leaves of the aspen grove. Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove? Who lies below the crooked grove?
So tell us about the biggest shows you've played, or you were saying you played a show last night?
Oh no, I saw a show last night.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The biggest highlight for me lately, I played live on the radio for the first time this past weekend.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
What station?
100.5 FM, and it was for a program called Unsigned BC.
Mm-hmm.
And they feature unsigned local art, mostly local artists.
Okay, so kind of similar to what I'm doing.
Very similar.
Last night as you lay dreaming, did I hold you in my arms? Did your afraid there's nothing else you can do. Howl at the moon. I'm afraid there's nothing else you can do. When the nighttime gets so lonely and you're dreaming that you hold me safe and sound between your loving arms, and the sunrise brings tomorrow, does your heart fill up with sorrow to leave your love lying in the stars? As you go about your day, do you think of me and pray for the night to come? Bring me back to you, for the aching in your heart to go away. Howl at the moon. I'm afraid there's nothing else you can do. Howl at the moon. I'm afraid there's nothing else you can do. When the nighttime gets so lonely and you're dreaming that you hold me safe and sound between your loving arms, and the sunrise brings tomorrow, does your heart fill up with sorrow to leave your love, to leave your love, to leave your love lying in the stars?
It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, Daniel. Before we go, though, can you tell us how we can find you online or stream your music? Or
Yeah, well, thank you very, very much for having me. And you can follow me on social media, anywhere you usually find social media things. DanielSinclair.music.
Okay, I'll be posting some links in the description below as well.
Yeah, well, thank you very, very much.
And you're on SoundCloud and Spotify.
Spotify, it's the early days of Spotify for me, so you can expect to see more.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, really.